Oh, okay. Well, I think we're live now. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Shiplife Podcast, the show that is dedicated to raising awareness of the opportunity of working on cruise ships and helping new and existing crew have an enjoyable experience. I am one of your hosts, Jordan Martin, and this is another one of your hosts.
Carlota. Oh, this is weird.
We're trying some new things out
I
here.
graduated.
That's right. And you guys may have noticed that I tried to live stream earlier, didn't quite work out, but here we are. Today we're going to be talking about several things. We're going to be talking about people actually dying on Carnival-owned cruise ships. We're going to be talking about people infected with COVID-19 on cruises. We're also going to be talking about the 8 cabin locations on cruise ships you should avoid, and we're going to be talking about cruise lines that are testing the waters that are going out there now and how they're dealing with this situation. So with that said, I just want to remind you guys that if you
We're live?
Huh?
We're live?
Yes, we're live.
Okay.
That if you guys have any questions during the show, leave it in the chat below or on the side, wherever the chat may be for you. And if you're not familiar with how this works, we normally talk about some things. This is the Cruise Bulletin, where we go over some current events. But if you have any questions, leave them in the chat, and we'll answer them for you. At least give you our perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's dive right into the news.
Yay!
All right. Anyway, let's do this. So, this article from CNBC, it says 4 dead on Carnival-owned cruise ship amid new coronavirus outbreak aboard. 4 passengers. Well, I like how they put the key points in this article. So it says 4 passengers died aboard Holland America's Zaandam cruise ship off the coast of Panama, the company announced on Friday. The company, which is owned by parent Carnival Corporation, announced that 2 people on board tested positive for COVID-19, and there are more than 1,800 people aboard the ship, the company said. It looks like a pretty small ship, so I'm thinking they're counting crew.
Wait, when does this happen?
This article was posted March 29th, 2020.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an older article, but
Okay.
it's an interesting article nonetheless.
March, we were already...
Yeah,
Pretty
already
deep.
quarantined. Yeah, pretty deep in it. So, yeah, you take a look at this ship here. Again, it's a very small ship, and you can see why something like that would happen.
Yeah, no balconies.
Yeah, there's only this right here, and yeah, that's definitely an open deck. So there's this side underneath the lifeboats, and then at the top of the ship. But everything else looks like pretty small quarters. 4 passengers died aboard Holland America's Zaandam cruise ship, and 2 people tested positive for coronavirus, the company announced on Friday. The company, which is owned by Carnival Corporation, did not say how many passengers and crew were tested, but 53 passengers and 85 members are exhibiting symptoms consistent with coronavirus. There are more than 1,800 people on the ship, the company said, adding 4 doctors and 4 nurses are on board. As a reminder, right, so this is an older article, so I don't want you guys to think like, oh, this is crazy, this is happening right now. Again, This is back from March, but the reason we're bringing it up is because I feel like a lot of this stuff kind of flew under the radar, especially during the height of the pandemic, at least for America. Things were getting pretty crazy toward like late August, early April. So it's kind of important.
Yeah, I thought it was like recent. Like, what? They're still cruising?
No, but
People.
just to give you guys a little taste, we are going to talk about this article, at least 40 infected with COVID-19 on Norway cruises amid scramble to trace passengers, and this one is August 2nd. That's literally today. But we're going to be talking about that in a second. So I think it'll be an interesting contrast to see where it's gone and where it is now.
Yeah.
Over the past, April, May, June, July, over 4 months, you'd think that things would kind of settle down, and then things are flaring back up again. So, And with stuff like this, it's no wonder that Carnival Corporation, their stocks are tanking and have been tanking since then. But there is a video here so that we don't have to read this old article. So the title of this specific video is Cruise Industry Proposes Ban on Passengers Over 70. So let's check this out.
I'm hearing the new proposal from the cruise industry will include denying entry to travelers above the age of 70 unless they have written consent from a doctor. Also, travelers with a chronic medical condition will also be banned from getting on a ship. That's according to people familiar with the matter. We are seeing the shares.
I have to interject and say that I think it's actually a really good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like there are a lot of, I feel like the older crowd regarding cruise ships, and basically what I'm trying to say is that older people, they pretty much do whatever they want, and or at least they feel like they can, and so
Yeah, it's really hard to control.
yeah, they kind of have to say, yeah, sorry grandpa, you can't go, you're not allowed to
But most of the cruise lines customers are older people,
go. That's a very fair point.
and older people are not gonna take this well.
That yeah, they're gonna
So-
go, it's my money and I do whatever I want with my money, and
I'm not gonna check myself, la 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 la, if I don't want to.
right, exactly.
But it is a good thing, though.
It is a good thing.
Yeah, we mentioned this.
I gave you a microphone so you can use it. You can hold it closer to your face. Then
Well,
you might as well just use my microphone.
I did tell you.
Okay, there you go. She's new. I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, let's continue.
Of
Until
cruise
I
line
drop it.
operators moving lower on this. Now, this is just a proposal that has been sent to the White House. We are awaiting a review of that proposal sometime today. The head of the Cruise Lines International Association, Adam Goldstein, said to be at the White House having those conversations now to see how they can update their health and safety measures as the
Look at those stocks. And that was just back then. You could see that plummet, right? Minus 10%, 17%, 18.5%.
When is this?
Again, this is end of March, like March 27th.
Okay.
The stocks have fallen even more now. I think, just in the last week, I think they fell like 5 to 7%. So they're continuing to fall even more now.
Yeah.
So these larger companies, right? Some of the larger cruise lines that you see here. Anyway,
Do you know how much is it right now?
right now, let's see.
Because
Let me check Robinhood. Not sponsored.
didn't we saw it going up though?
Well, they went up slightly, but then they went back down. All right, so Norwegian currently is at $13.67. So they dropped $3 in the last 4 months. Royal Caribbean is at just under $49 right now. So they actually went up since then. And then what else? We have Carnival, $13.87 currently. So Carnival dropped significantly, but that makes sense because these are Carnival-owned ships at this, in this article. But let's keep going.
cruise lines really try to minimize the risk of infection.
Oh, was that it? What's going on here?
No, it froze.
Oh, it froze. All right. Well, sorry guys. That's one of the issues with the live stream. Maybe we'll bring it back later. All right. Well, let's jump into the meat and potatoes of the next article because internet sucks. All right. Next article here is at least 40 infected with COVID-19 on Norway cruises amid scramble to trace passengers. So, let's dive into this one. At least 40 passengers and crew from a luxury cruise liner have tested positive for COVID-19, and the authorities are still trying to trace a number of passengers from 2 recent Arctic voyages, public health officials in Norway said on Sunday. And this is from Yahoo News.
That's a lot, 40 passengers.
40, that's a significant
that
amount.
they know of.
Right.
I mean, yeah, presented symptoms, right?
Right.
Ooh.
Right. So 4 crew members on the MS Ronald Amundsen. Yeah. You get it. Amundsen were hospitalized on Friday when the ship arrived at the port of Tromsø and later diagnosed with respiratory illness. Tests showed that 32 of the 158 staff were also infected. While the crew was quarantined on the ship, 178 passengers who arrived on Friday were allowed to disembark before anyone had been diagnosed, triggering a complex operation to locate them in order to contain any potential spread. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. What happened? Were you going to say something?
What was this?
This? This specifically...
No. The one you just... Oh, sorry.
The article?
Yeah.
This article was literally posted today.
Whoa.
Like 4 hours ago.
So, people cruising already?
Well, not for American cruise lines, but people are cruising around the world. And we're going to talk about that because I have another one, right? Cruise lines testing the waters.
Oh. What?
Meaning they're
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to cruise. Yeah.
Okay. I thought they were going like with a pole just testing. Isn't coronavirus
that's water.
in the water?
So, so far, four of the combined 387 passengers traveling on the ship on 2 separate cruises. What? 380? That's a small ship. Okay. On 2 separate cruises since July 17th have found to carry the virus. The Norwegian Institute of Public Health and the Tromsø municipality said, "We expect that more infections will be found in connection to this outbreak." Wow. So, I mean, without even reading the rest of the article, I think you guys can deduce that cruising is not exactly safe right now, especially on the smaller ships. If you are going to go cruising, if you even can, you really should make sure that they're spreading people out. And for those of you who are watching, because I know a lot of you, if not all of you, are the ones who are interested in actually working on a cruise ship, I think it's important to make sure that you are the ship that you're going to be working on has specific safety measures. So
for crew members.
For crew members. So ask, right? So maybe if you actually get the position.
Mm-hmm.
So once you get the position, you can talk to your recruiter and say something like, what specific safety precautions are being enacted on board or whatever, so you know that you're not going to end up in a headline of an article.
At least you're gonna get famous.
Yeah.
But also, they're hiring. If cruises are going on the other part of the world, smaller cruises, then that means that they need crew members.
That's right.
So just try to, if you still want to do it, just try to apply to all those smaller cruise lines.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing those are like the river cruises that go like
Possibly.
with the big canals.
They don't necessarily have to do those. They could still do the larger cruises, but maybe they're just smaller ships. So
yeah.
But regardless, I get what you're saying. I think,
always wanted to work on Vikings cruise.
Oh, so you can go through like the Norwegian
Baltics.
They're not really canals. But Scott N92.
Hi,
What up,
Scott.
man? Scott's saying my agent said that he thinks cruise will work, only return when there is a vaccine. Yeah, I do agree with that. I think the thing to consider with a vaccine is that it's never number one with a vaccine, the original vaccine that they release, there's a lot of it's like 50-50 kind of thing. They're
It's still kind of a tester though.
And then in order for the vaccine to actually work,
everybody has to have it.
Yeah, almost everybody has to take it. Otherwise, there's no point. But I do agree with that the vaccine will help. That's why stocks for Moderna, I think, is going up, because they're the ones who are like kind of leading the way. Luis Torres Jr., hello from Alabama. He says, long time no chat. What's up, man? I know, long time no chat. I haven't seen your name pop up in the chat or the comments in a while. How's that? I think you got a hat. How's that hat or that shirt going? I forgot which one that you won last time. And Miko, what's going on? Good to see you. If you got any questions, just drop them down below. Right now, we're just going over this article about 40 people infected with COVID-19 on Norway cruises. But look at this ship. Look how small this thing is.
Yeah.
It's like 4 decks. So no wonder these people are getting infected with COVID. It's like, where are they gonna go?
Mm-hmm. Everything's just spread, and like also it spreads a lot faster on ships because the air conditioner and the air cycle is just going out like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you cough over there,
it's gonna end up over there.
Yeah. So
it's all recycled. Yeah, I used to have this joke with my friends, and I used to ask them all the time, how much of the ship do you think is fart air? How long
all
until
of
the
it.
entire ship fills up with fart air? Because it's all recycled essentially, and you can't filter fart, right?
I don't know. That's why we get sick every time a family cruises come in. I mean, family season, because the kids get sick.
Oh, kids are terrible.
And then as soon as one sneezes, like you start seeing the flu everywhere.
I don't know how the activities crew deals with it.
They get sick all the time.
Well, then that's how they deal with it. They just get sick all the time.
Yeah, like I mean, we do have to get injected, but you still get sick.
They deal with it. It's
Yeah.
part of the job. Miko is asking, after a vaccine, which means next year. I still have
Hopefully.
training at the end of this month. Are they doing it? Are they doing a test? That's a good question, and I don't have an answer for you, Miko. But what I think you should do is when you go to training, you should definitely ask them what procedures they are going to be enacting on the cruise ship and even during training. So it kind of depends. Sometimes for training you'll do some specific training within your own town,
Yeah.
or you go somewhere for training. So more than likely, when you go somewhere for training, if you do, you will be. I totally lost my train of thought. You'll be socially distanced, and they'll, probably wearing a mask. Everybody's gonna be wearing a mask and washing their hands and all of this stuff.
Yeah.
But to be honest, half of that stuff you already do on the cruise ship anyway. So it's really just a matter of socially distancing and washing your hands even more.
Yeah. You kind of have to be very active about it too. Because some people they just do some part, but that's how like other people get
Contaminated.
See, also.
Yeah. And Miko says that we're cute and that you're beautiful.
Gracias.
Thank you, Miko. So let's finish up this article real quick. Later on Sunday. Oh, Cam, what's going on, man? Thank you. Yeah, we're trying to stay consistent here. And then Luis is saying that he had the shirt, and he had it on the other day. He was gonna wear it to his Independence Day cruise in June, but it was canceled, and was going to wear it on the Harmony for October. So he just wears it whenever. So. But anyway,
take a picture and send it to us.
yeah, take a
please.
picture and send it to us. We'll post it on our Shiplife TV Instagram. And by the way, if you guys have any questions that we're not able to get to live here on the podcast, this way, over here, this way, Shiplife TV on Instagram. Check us out. I don't post there often, but
we're gonna start being good about it too.
she'll be better at it. I'm terrible. All right. Going back to this one here, among the infected crew, 32 were from the Philippines and the rest were Norwegian, French, and German nationality. Oh, that sucks. My countrymen. Cam's got a question here. I have a question concerning the ships that are getting sold and scrapped. Okay. This might be kind of dumb, but are all of the crew that were on these ships also losing their jobs, or how does that work? No, that's a great question that I think that a lot of people may be wondering about that. So, Luis, I'll get to you in a second because that's also a good question regarding CDC. So, in terms of the ships being scrapped, well, first of all, a lot of the ships that are being scrapped, in my opinion, and again, this is all speculation. It's not like I talked to the actual cruise lines, but based on what's going on right now, there's a lot of people that are just out of work. And these ships are costing the cruise lines money just to operate. So technically, yeah, a lot of people are gonna, thousands of people are gonna lose jobs. But it's not like they are working now and then they've just stopped working.
Yeah.
Like they're not working now and they're not gonna go back to work.
Yeah. Well, according to Daniel, and I keep mentioning him because he's my only source, like still in. He keeps receiving emails about like the
Siri thinks you're talking to her.
no series about the cruise ship. It's more like an updates about it. So it kind of.
Oh, he's getting updates on the cruise ship.
Yeah, but like very general.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like a standard blast.
We're still here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it means to me that, I mean, it seems to me that the cruise ship's still gonna call you back once everything is gone. It's just like for right now, they can't because they can't pay you, and they don't have how.
Right.
You know, so just find something else to do in the meantime. I said it right?
Yeah.
Yay.
She struggles with meantime.
Meanwhile.
In the meantime, meanwhile, and while she struggles with that. So, anyway, and Daily Jeeper, what's going on, my man? He's saying most ships are basically empty anyways. The last of the crew on the scrap ships are sent home or transferred, and then it's scrapped. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not on the ship when it's scrapped.
So don't worry.
So don't worry. But yeah, it basically, it makes sense because if you are a valuable crew member, then they're not just going to leave you hanging.
Yeah.
But I've mentioned this before. Something to think about and consider is that if you're one of those crew members who, like, you're kind of hanging by a thread, you don't really take your job seriously. Well, and now the new ships, they're cutting the personnel back by like 50%. Who are the first people do you think they're going to cut? So if you suck at your job, they're not going to call you back.
I don't know if it's the same on all ships, but if you have more than 3 warnings, you're not getting called back.
Yeah. Well,
Just,
3 warnings already.
I know. I mean, after the 3 warnings.
Well, you have like verbal warnings, and then you have like the strikes.
Yeah.
Or I forgot what they're called.
Anyways,
Jeeper, you would know.
If you have history,
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna be considered because there are others.
Yeah, I think it's 3 warnings equal 1. I forgot what they're called. But
Juan Papelito, I don't know.
yeah, a write-up.
Yeah.
Anyway, Cam says thank you because I was curious about what happens and I saw nothing online about that. Yeah, no worries, man. Again, it is all speculation until we actually get word from exactly what's going on from the cruise ship. Like, that's all there really can be. But it makes sense that that's what would happen to the people who are on the ship. Luis is saying, what are your thoughts on the CDC asking for public ideas to resume cruising? Public ideas? Meaning, are you saying that the CDC is asking the public for ideas on how they can resume cruising? Because I haven't heard of that. But I know the CDC is rolling back the date, and they have been rolling back the date. So I believe the current date is like September 20th or something like that, at least for American ships. So they have to wait until September. But that's why other ships around the world are still trying to test it out. So, for example, we'll jump into the next article here.
It looks like it's not going that good.
No, not really, right? So this next article is saying cruise lines test the waters, launching sailings in Europe and Asia with limited capacities. So the cruise industry is starting to stir after being shut down by the pandemic since mid-March, albeit slowly, and in Europe and Asia. And Josh is here. Can you do an interview with Riley Trench? He works for Royal Caribbean, is lighting tech. He has a YouTube channel. I will reach out to Riley and see if he's interested in doing an interview on the podcast. Thank you for that. I'll make a note of that. Riley Trench. Give me 1 second. I take these requests seriously. Riley Trench. Riley.
I feel like it's not a good idea to open up cruise right now.
Why?
Because it's still kind of going down, and again, there's no vaccine that actually proven to work.
Right.
And also, like, well, I don't know. I guess you have to try it out, and then from that mistakes learn. You know, that's how you improve the.
I think
and
right
make
now
rules.
it's tough because you have to, you know, like you definitely have to consider both sides. You know, in terms of, no problem, Josh and Miko. We'll get to your question in a second. I just want to kind of expand on the idea that it's not good to start cruising right now. I feel like if you're looking at it as a whole, like sure, it may not be the best choice to start cruising right now, but you know these companies that have lasted for such a long time, that in order for them to get through it, they've got to make some money, and I feel like there could be some ways to get around it, but ultimately, if they're doing it right, they could be socially distancing and doing all of the appropriate things, and there could be a way to do it. I mean, restaurants are doing pretty well.
Only open deck restaurants.
Sure, you know, just outside.
That actually would be cool. Just having like a restaurant on the edge of the ship.
Yeah. You just open things up. So
Yeah.
anyway, I don't know, just things to consider. If you guys have any thoughts on whether or not this is the right time to be cruising, leave it in the chat. I think it's a really interesting conversation, because I know there are going to be some people who think like, no, they definitely shouldn't be doing it right now, and then there are a lot of people out there who just have the idea that it's not that big of a deal. So I'm curious to know what you guys think. Pass the question on to you, Phil DeFranco style. All right. Let's see. Let's go to some of these comments here. Miko is asking about her training, how many clothes to bring, swimsuits, money, stuff like that. And she says, "Sorry for my English. Don't worry. English is her second language.
Don't worry about it.
So it's fine.
As long as you're smiling."
Yeah. And Armando, I see you, buddy. I'll get to you in a second. So let's talk about clothes to bring, swimsuits, money, stuff like that. Let's talk about training, and then let's talk about, you know, when you actually go on the cruise ship.
Yeah.
When you're preparing to go to training, it kind of depends on how long your training is.
And where it is.
Absolutely. A lot of the times, if you're going to go to an American cruise ship or American company owned, like Royal Caribbean or Norwegian or something like that, then it's generally going to be in Miami.
Yeah.
There's a hurricane approaching Miami right now, so maybe don't prepare for the sun.
Either Miami or your own country, because my training was in my own country.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it depends on that.
Yeah.
Shorts, t-shirts, I don't know.
Right. Be prepared. I think of it from all the angles. If you're the type that wants to go swimming and go to the beach and whatever, absolutely bring a swimsuit.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that I feel like I bring a swimsuit and then I don't even use it. I lived in Hawaii for like 8 months and I went to the beach twice. So I'm just one of those people who really doesn't take advantage of those kind of opportunities.
Yeah.
So
you can ask the recruiter. Like what's that itinerary or the schedule, and then based on that sorry.
Oh, she's working on NCL, she says. And she's going to be training for 1 week.
I miss NCL.
Yeah. But so then that's great. So NCL, in terms of working with NCL, I know they do a great job.
Yeah, it's one of those jobs that is like they let you what? No. They're relaxed as long as you do your thing.
Right.
I mean your job. So
Daily Jeeper says, I live 1 hour from the beach in Florida, and he hardly ever goes anymore. Yeah, same. I mean, I'm in Los Angeles, and I'm about 45 minutes away from the nearest beach, which is like Venice Beach, and I never go. You've been here what, 2 years now?
Yeah.
We've never gone to the beach, and
Nope.
if we did go to the beach, it was because we had to shoot.
Yeah,
So
that's sad.
so anyway, going back to your original question, I want to make sure we're actually answering it because we have the tendency to go in a bunch of different directions. But think outside the box. Bring all of your essentials. If you're going for a week, so bring some clothes. If there's anything specific, your recruiter or your agent should let you know about those things. If there's anything that you need to pay for, generally that's going to be taken out of your first paycheck anyway.
Yeah.
But again, this is training, so it's all theoretical and hypothetical until you actually get on the ship.
Comfortable shoes. Don't forget about that.
Yes, bring comfortable shoes. So
No, you're laughing, but they make a difference.
yeah, it's true. So I hope that helps. Oh, also, you had the question about money. In terms of money, you're only going to be there for a week, so I would probably bring like a couple $100. Maybe you want to splurge with some of your buddies or something like that. I don't know exactly what's going to be open, but maybe you do want to go out and grab a bite after training or something and relax. So bring extra cash, and also find out. Sometimes some cruise ships will give you a per diem. For those of you who don't know, per diem is cash to spend for that day. On my last contract, when I was working with Celebrity, they flew me out to Japan, and I stayed in Tokyo for that evening before I had to board the ship. But for that day, they gave me $25, so that when I flew in, I had $25 for dinner
Yeah.
or breakfast, whatever.
With Norwegian, I learned the hard way. Save your receipts because they cover some of them.
That's right.
I didn't know that, so I'm really bad at saving receipts, so I lost,
Yeah.
I lost money. But yeah,
No, yeah.
good luck though.
That's a really important thing as well. When I was on the ship, so you can see my base back here, and I have a case, and I've shown it before on older videos, but the case is almost as big as I am, and so I had to pay the oversize fee, which is $100 extra, and that can normally be covered by the ship, but you have to bring them the receipt and they reimburse you. But I was always really lazy about that. So make sure you save in your receipts. Let's see. And then Josh is saying, yeah, I think they should wait till next summer and then reassess the situation. Or, yeah, the situation, I think, is what you mean there. So, absolutely. I agree with that.
Me too.
Let's see. Let's go to Armando's question here. The best cruise line for cooks, about to graduate, all about the people in the ship life. That's a great question. First of all, I was a musician on cruise ships, and she was a photographer. So again, it's another one of those like speculation answers. But from what I do know about cruise ships is I know that Carnival pays pretty well. But Carnival tends to have more duties when it comes to your position, at least from my perspective in entertainment. With Carnival or what's it called? Celebrity and Royal, it tends to be a little bit more relaxed, and the pay is slightly lower. Because I remember, so for you as a photographer, you were making more on Norwegian.
I was, yeah, and then
Significantly
bonuses.
more.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think your base was like, just as a photographer, was like $700 a month.
When I just started,
Celebrity.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was just $700.
And then you got bumped up to
to the private one,
and
which
that was $1,000, right?
yeah, I never saw it though. I don't know, like, anyways. For the chef one, I had a few friends in that department, and they always said that smaller higher class ships are better for chef and just waitress and stuff.
I wonder why.
Maybe because it's small demand, a smaller amount of people, and then
Maybe you can actually pay attention to what you're cooking.
Yeah, it's more
you're
more
not-
detailed.
You're not making
and,
like
and more
3,000 dishes a day.
I know. I don't know how they do it.
But
yeah.
I would say, Armando, just to kind of throw this out there, if you're looking, if you're saying that you're all about the people and the ship life, just apply to several different ones. Obviously, do your research if you're really not sure about which one you want to go to. But the best thing to do is, in my opinion, is just go. Start on your cruise industry. Your cruise line, your ship life journey. I cannot talk today. Start on your ship life journey and just go. Find out which one will take you, because you'll be coming straight out of school anyway. So you have nothing to compare it to. So whichever one you go to is just it's all going to be, like that's going to be your baseline.
Yeah.
And then you go to another one, and then you'll find out which one was better, and then you can kind of play the game from there.
Yeah. That's
But regardless of which company you work with, it all comes down to the people. Like, the company is going to impact your experience a lot, but not as much as the people who are on the ship. And that always just kind of varies. So that's my advice. Just do it.
There's also Facebook communities,
There are Facebook communities,
so
absolutely.
you can search for them and ask them questions. I did that for my first contract. I didn't know what to expect, but it's-
But that's why we do this channel, so
Yeah.
that you guys can have some perspective as well. And we've got people like Daily Jeeper who are, putting in the work by offering some
advice.
some advice. Let's see. And then Luis is following up on his question earlier. I inboxed a link to the Facebook page regarding the CDC questionnaire to resume cruising. You inboxed it, meaning you sent it to me? Did you send it to me on Instagram? He did.
Oh.
Nice, dude. Yeah, if you're not following me on Instagram, well, following us rather, then you should be following us on Instagram. That way you can let us know what's going on. Anyway, while I look this up, let's see. Cam is saying, is Carnival relaxed as well? That I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Daniel would have a really great answer to that. We've had him on the podcast a couple different times. He's worked on Carnival, and he's told us that he's had a really good experience on Carnival.
Yeah, to me, he liked it.
Yeah.
People are nice.
Yeah.
Again, it all depends on who you mingle with on ships. That's what makes ships either a horrible experience or an awesome experience.
Agreed.
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 Because you are living with people, and if you don't find anybody to not latch on in a bad way, but that becomes your family away from family, and that can make it or break it for you.
Yeah.
Because we hear also people that didn't have good experiences just because they didn't socialize with other people, and it was just, or maybe they did, it's just like bad choices and stuff.
It's definitely important to socialize, but
Oh, he's wearing the shirt.
I know. What I'm trying to do.
Ah!
So he sent this to us. Oh, that's not it. Where is it? Bear with us.
Be careful with
second.
your
My
naked,
computer.
yeah,
No.
your naked pictures, babe.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Now everyone's like, ooh.
yeah, then you're gonna have that For You page. Wait, what? No, what's that page called?
OnlyFans?
OnlyFans.
Shiplife OnlyFans. Let me know in the comment section if you want a Shiplife OnlyFans.
I'm gonna pimp you out.
Mm-hmm. All right, hold on. I'm trying to get this picture up here. There it
you
is.
go.
You guys see it?
Oh!
This is So this is Luis.
You kind of look like my older brother.
Probably could be. So he's so a couple years ago when I started the channel, I was running a contest, and it was for the shirt. So you can see he's wearing the American Shiplife TV shirt, and so he won it and he wears it, and there you go.
That's so cool.
So anyway, let's get back to the chat. It sounds like you guys are loving the Ship Life OnlyFans. We'll consider it. We'll definitely consider it. All right, so let's move on.
And you just appear with little anchors here, and like this.
Yeah, we can entertain the idea. We'll see.
If we get enough votes, I mean, you have to please the people.
So Miko is saying, I'm just gonna steamroll right past that because that's a. Now I'm like thinking of what that looks like. Thank you. My ship is NCL POA Pride of America. Oh, Pride of America. Okay. All right. Well, now that I know you're gonna be on Pride of America, that's a whole other story.
Why?
Well, because that's an American ship. That's the one that goes around Hawaii. So something you should know about those American ships is that they're subject to American standards. They typically sail only around Hawaii, and it's all in America. Therefore, they're a lot more strict, and you have a lot more Americans on that ship. More Americans, meaning you have more Karens. So
and
yeah.
bombs.
Oh no, my battery. It looks like it's gonna die. Shoot, I should have switched out the battery. Anyway, I want to try to get through the rest of these comments before that dies. I might have about 5 more minutes. Anyway, Daily Jeeper says Royal is the same. If you have some receipts, you can claim some expensive stuff. Yes, absolutely. Facundo Orellana. Hi, I really like your channel. Keep the good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And so yeah, and Miko's like, what? Yeah, Pride of America is definitely one of those ships. So keep that in mind. There's going to be a lot of Americans on the ship, and it's an important thing to consider when you're going on ships that have a lot of Americans on it.
Yeah, just smile. And you can say everything with a smile. Because you're going to have those guests, though. Like American guests. You get 50-50, you know. Either you love them or you hate them. But you just have to have strong skin. Especially your first week when you're kind of messing up.
Yeah,
Just
you got to have tough skin.
remember that you're just going to see them once and that's it. Okay? Just don't take stuff personally.
That's right. But my battery is blinking, and I'm gonna have to switch it out. But we'll try to finish it here. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, leave it in the comment section below or the chat. Follow us on Shiplife TV on the Instagram. Ask us questions over there. I try to as much as I can be there for you guys. So again, you guys have the right expectation. But thank you for watching Shiplife TV, the show that's dedicated to raising awareness of the opportunity of working on cruise ships and helping new and existing crew have an enjoyable experience, like our buddy Miko over here. And and then Jeeper, real quick, he's saying, I don't know, sometimes smiling makes them mad too, especially when I say no. Yes.
Yeah, but that's the best part, though.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
You keep your cool.
Kill them with kindness. But if you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like the channel, hit that like button. It helps more than you know. And I guess we'll see you in the next video. Sorry that we had to cut this one short. I didn't switch out the battery in my camera. So
I
the
think
next
it's
one.
the heat.